One, two, three, test. Surrounding, can I restart that? Being able to have that community and really, again, coming together over the mutual goal of entrepreneurship, just sort of sharing each other's journeys and being able to call along for fellow entrepreneurs for advice or just even friendship is something truly incredible and special. My name is Vienna Sparks. I grew up in Bangkok, Thailand before going to university at Columbia in the city of New York, where I'm currently studying. What was inspired to start my business was losing a close friend to a laced drug overdose, and since then I realized that there was a huge gap in the market for testing for multiple substances simultaneously. And here at MabLab, we really seek to change that by building a rapid test that can detect the 5 most common and deadly substances in laced drugs and spiked drinks. So apart from the legal side of things, like incorporation, and I would say the biggest and most important step for us was really just doing a lot of customer interviews and really building something that people want. I think something that we really try to adhere to at MabLab. So for example, we've done, I think, 3 rounds of customer research and really taken into consideration how to build a best product that best suits what our customers need. When you're building out a startup, I think you're really kind of in a continuous journey of iteration. And I think that's what makes building a startup so great and also so unique, is that you're continuously learning and evolving as you continue to build and grow. I think having somebody that is a really great co-founder and kind of complement your skill set is super important to continue to kind of on the iterative pathway. We're raising our seed round currently. I have about 110,000 in sales, as well as 7 employees, which are a mix of part-time and full-time. I've been in business for about 3 years now. It's been a super exciting journey. I've always been interested in entrepreneurship. From a really young age, I've always been sort of iterating on a lot of different ideas. And I think growing up in Bangkok, I took a phenomenal class during 10th grade, which really sparked my interest in entrepreneurship, inspired me to start my first venture. Since then, continued to be curious in entrepreneurship, tried a few different career pathways. Originally thought I might go into pre-med, also tried the classic investment banking route, but realized ultimately entrepreneurship is where I felt like I could make the most impact to the world. And following the loss of my close friend was really the catalyst behind MabLab as we continue to grow and scale every day. I would say the toughest challenge we've faced so far is continuing to just spread awareness about what we're doing. I think with testing, you're really creating meaningful behavioral change when it comes to changing people's previous perceptions about the importance of harm reduction. So I think continuing to iterate on that and really spread as much awareness as possible is really at the heart of what we look to do here. I would say that with all things, there's definitely hard times and easy times, but I would say that because we're such a mission-driven company, we're really passionate about what we do, and that's very reflective in all of our team members' values. I would say that even in those hard times, we sort of look to the horizon and see that the impact that our technology could potentially have, and that's what inspires me every single day. In life, particularly going through both college as well as high school, you're continuing to optimize for the best possible outcome. And I think in entrepreneurship, it's very similar. You want to optimize for the best possible outcome, but you're often asked to do that without having all of the information as much as you would have in other situations. And sort of being able to make difficult decisions regardless of the information present and recognize that it might not always be the right decision, but how do you really learn and iterate from that is a super important skill to have. I'm at Columbia University currently. I'm a junior studying biochemistry and economics as a double major. And I've been balancing both the company as well as my student life since I was a freshman. So being able to continue to do both has been quite the adventure, I would say. It's been a lot of late nights and also working on the train and things like that. But I truly do love both going to school as well as doing my company. So being able to do both simultaneously has been truly the best gift possible. One of the things I love about my job currently is that every day is super different, whether it is going to investor meetings in New York City, whether it's going to client meetings or customer meetings, or even going to class, then being able to travel to wonderful events like the event we're at today here in Hawaii. Is always such an incredible gift and experience, and being able to sort of live each day, that continuous annuity has been really incredible. You only have 24 hours in the day. As much as we all like there to be more, I think it really comes down to how do you best allocate your time to get whatever you might need to get done that day, and recognizing that there might be sort of gives and takes at a given time, but making sure that you try and balance that as much as possible, and recognizing that other areas might be deprioritized as compared to other areas that would be deprioritized at other points of time. I think entrepreneurship is so specific that you're continuously asking to develop new skills, and I think that those skills are needed very quickly. So it's a bit difficult to sort of go to school, get a specific skill, go to class, and then apply that skill, as sometimes you might need to pick up a skill in as little as like a day or two, for example. So we were part of the EO chapter in Connecticut, I think we were really interested in the focus of sort of this being about the student entrepreneur itself. There's so many other competitions out there that are really focused on, the business plan or sort of the pitch. But I think being really able to dive into the entrepreneur's backstory really gives a lot of insight into sort of the motives behind the business. And I think being able to learn from so many wonderful entrepreneurs all across the world has been so incredible. So I think being able to be part of that network was sort of our initial motive, as well as really diving into that really personal story that comes with the EO pitch. So many of the EO members have been so incredibly positive, have come from such amazing backgrounds, diverse backgrounds in entrepreneurship, and being able to sort of learn from them and see what's on the horizon for their entrepreneurial journeys or even our entrepreneurial journey has been not only inspiring, but also something that I'm really looking forward to just kind of sort of potentially actualizing in the future. I would say when we first did the pitch competition in Connecticut, we saw that there were so many other wonderful EO events, whether that was in Mexico, which is where our group was before this, or Hawaii even, and being able to really go to so many wonderful places with so many other really incredible entrepreneurs is such a privilege. And so I think being able to sort of go on that journey was sort of a surprise, but also a blessing in disguise. So I think we all have the common theme in mind that we're both student entrepreneurs. It's always a difficult balance, but apart from that, everyone comes from so many different places, and I think being able to sort of bond over that sort of journey of entrepreneurship as well as being a student has been something that's so unique and so incredible. And like I mentioned, that EO really focuses on the story of the entrepreneur behind the pitch. So I'm really grateful to have been able to do that and really experience that throughout sort of my journey here at EO. It's my first time in Hawaii. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and being able to have the chance to explore as well as continue to meet the fellow competitors and entrepreneurs, I'm really, really looking forward to over the next couple of days. Entrepreneurship is iteration. I would say, I think with entrepreneurship, nothing is ever quite complete, and I think the best entrepreneurs take that mindset that continually learning to iterate and improve your product or your pipelines or just really your relationships with customers, investors, and so many other wonderful people in your network. And I think really taking that mindset that continually iterating and building on what you've sort of already established is so important to have. GSEA is support. I think it's such a wonderful network of entrepreneurs from so many diverse backgrounds. I mentioned, I would say, sort of being able to have that community and really, again, coming together over the mutual goal of entrepreneurship, just sort of sharing each other's journeys and being able to call along for fellow entrepreneurs for advice or just even friendship is something truly incredible and special.